Accounting Technology Fireside Chat podcast. Now, sit back and enjoy while Nick and Trevor help you use your technology to make money and delight your clients.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Accounting Technology Fireside Chat podcast. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing well. I think for the first time ever, you have more cases of COVID than we do this week.
Not first time ever. First time in this run, lockdown 6.20 or 6.30. Yes. I don't know what we're on to. But today is a very, very, very big day for me.
Go on.
We're allowed to play golf again.
Well, that's nice. Did you see Singapore had opened up, got to 80% vaccinated, and have now had to lock down again?
I didn't see that.
So enjoy golf while you can.
No, that's it. We're not turning back.
No, I think we'll open it back up, we'll have an election, and then we'll lock it back down again, is my cynical view on the world.
So you're saying that lockdowns are not popular?
Well, no, I'm not saying lockdowns are lockdowns are more popular than dying, I've found.
No, okay.
Being alive tends to be on the positive side of the equation, right?
If you've got no voters left, it's not a good thing, is it?
It depends on the electorate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe that's all. Now there's been a conspiracy there. Careful.
Go. What are we gonna talk about today?
Well, last week we talked about Power Apps and Power Automate, and I set you a challenge, and we said we might try and build a Power App on the fly today.
On the fly, that sounds exciting. So no preparation. We're just going to build a Power App. Excellent. So,
I did set the challenge. I gave you a week's warning.
Yeah, it's me who did nothing all week, but there you go. I reckon I'm up to that challenge. I reckon we can build a Power App.
So that tells me it's either really easy, when we've got one of the greatest coders in the country, he's going to build a Power App.
Yeah, so that's certainly not one of the greatest coders in the country, but we will build a Power App. So let me pick a scenario. I'll do one which kind of integrates with the Hub One stuff. With the Hub One software, we start exposing an accounting firm's client list in SharePoint. That's part of how it works. And Power Apps are really good at talking to SharePoint. So why don't we see how long it will take me to write an application that will run on your mobile phone, which will allow you to, it probably won't run on yours because I'd have to give you login details and stuff, but we can possibly do that, right? Which will run on your mobile phone, which will allow you to see all your clients and edit them on your mobile phone without having to go into Zero Practice Manager.
Cool. Maybe I'll build it together with you while we're doing it. Try.
Yeah, okay. Anyway. All right. I'll share a screen, and what I've got on this screen is a SharePoint site, and I'm building this in a Microsoft demo tenancy they provided to me. So there's all sorts of junk in it, but we've got some data on our clients. I don't have a lot. I've just got their client name and a unique identifier for them. Yep. So let's go build a Power App based on this data. So I'll kind of show you what to do. So the key thing to remember is PowerApps.Microsoft.com is where you want to be thinking. So you pop that into your browser.
So you don't just go to the waffle and jump over to Power Apps over there, or is that?
I don't know. I've never done it that way. So I always just, my habit is I navigate to the Power Apps website and log in. But if you've got an Office 365 account, you can just do this.
MakePowerApps.com. There you go.
Yeah. So
I'm going up at the same place. It's cool.
Yeah, I think you will. So the first thing you get is this little purple highlight. So we can build a simple app based on your data. Build app in minutes. Well, minutes sounds good for the Accounting Technology Fireside Chat.
Yeah, that does.
We've got some learning options so you can get up to speed on it, which is cool. Next, and we can discover apps that other people have built. Now, because this is a demo tenancy, I'm not sure if we've got any in there. No, we've got no apps at all. So let's start. I said before my data is in SharePoint. Let's build a SharePoint app. Right, so I'm going to click on SharePoint, and it's going to load up this designery thing. And it says, "Hi, choose your country." I'll choose Australia. So it's definitely the first time I've done this. We're going to make it work. So the first thing it says is create a connection. So okay, I'll do a new connection, and I've got lots of options of things I can connect to. But today we're going to connect to SharePoint, and we're going to connect directly because it's in the cloud. right? And it's come up with my document center automatically. It's gone and looked at what's in SharePoint, and I've got my data I know is in my document center, and I can go and have a look here. There it is, document center, document center. I'll click on that one. It says, which list do you want to use? Well, we're going to use our clients, and I'll hit connect. And off it goes. It's having a think. Right, now what it's actually doing to make my life easy is it's building the app for me. Because I'm not a big fan. This is meant to be citizen development. So I'm just going to skip the things it's going to talk about. And you'll see already, right, I've got a list of companies. I've got a set of data. I've got their GUID, but I don't really like that. So let me tidy up this stuff. I'm just going to tidy up. So it's A, B, C, and D. I'll go to my Power App. I'll just refresh the data. And there I've got A, B, C, and D, but it's not in the order I want, and it's not looking as beautiful as I could make it. So let's do a quick bit of tidying. On the left, I've been given 3 screens: a browse screen, a detail screen, and an edit screen. You see those 3 there?
Yep.
So the browse screen is where I want to browse things, and if I want to edit each one of these fields, I can just click in here somewhere, and you see it opens up this kind of hierarchy, if you will, of things in there. So there's a subtitle, there's a body, there's nothing in there, there's a title, and they're all doing different things. So if I click on the gallery itself and click on the little edit button, that takes me there. I've got a thing over here on the right. So on the left, I've got a view of all my things. On the right, I've got like this, what we call the properties page, which lets me edit things about it. So first of all, I can choose the layout. Look at that. Blank title, title and subtitle, title, subtitle and body. I can add images if I've got them. I don't here. All right. I'm going to edit the fields, and I can change what those different things are. So let me change the title to, right? Let me have a look. Title 2, that's the one at the top. I want that to be the client name. So I just scroll to find the client name, and there it is. Right. The next one, I actually want that to be the client code. So, and this could be any field you've got, and some of them have got codes, some of them don't. And the last one down the bottom, I actually want that to be, let me have a look, their email address. Now, none of these have email addresses yet, but I'm going to put them in. Okay?
I'm doing it on the fly with my data. I'm doing exactly what you're doing. The only thing that I did differently, which in terms of my view, which some of the listeners might be interested in, is I've chose to put client groups. So I like to group my clients together by client group. Then I've got the client name, and then I'm going to do what you said. I'm going to put the primary contact email in.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Now, the next thing to do is to run your app. So top right, you've got a little... What are you doing now?
I'm going to change it to the mobile.
Okay, you do that. Right. I'm gonna hit play on my app, and it runs as if it's running for real. And I've got some things I can do here. First of all, I can search for items. So if I, is that going to bring me back anything? It's not. So we've got to do some playing with search in a second. The next thing I've got is the ability to add. Now, when I add, I've got all sorts of data it's asking for, some of which I want to put in and some of which I won't. So I will probably go back and edit that page in a second. That's my add. If I click on here, I get to see all the details of that client, and if I click edit, I can go edit it. Now, the system's built all this interaction for me. I haven't had to build any of this yet, right? We've done some small modifications, but to build an app where you can create, retrieve, update, and delete data, this has kind of built it all for us, right? So let's go and have a look at a couple of things. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going to stop it. Right, and we're going to again have a look at this. If I go back to the gallery, this gallery. So let's have a look at what's going on at the top here. And this, if you're familiar with writing queries in Excel, or formulas in Excel, this is quite simple. So let's look at what it's doing. It's filtering my list of clients, which is the thing I connected to first. And it's kind of saying, if it starts with whatever that is in that text in the field title, then it's going to go get it. But I don't want that to be the field title. I want that to be the field client name. And I'll probably better put that in little quotes there. And it's giving me a list. Here we go. and there's client name there. Right, so now, and I probably need to change this to client name as well. What's that saying? Error in the formula. I'll do that then. Okay, so that should allow me to filter by the client name. And notice it's gone and stuffed everything around for me again because I've been playing with it without being sensible. So that starts with client name. What's in that search? Title, I want that to be client name, and see what happens. That's choosing something else. So it's a unique column. So sort by source, right? Starts with, and it's going to ask what that is. I reckon it's that, and maybe that's one word. That looks good. Okay, let's go and have a look at our data here. Let's change that one again because it's mucking with me and it's changing things as we go through. So I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to go to edit fields. Title 2 will be client name. There we go. And now, if I hit play, if I type in company C, it filters by the name. So now I've got the ability to add clients, search clients, edit clients, and view clients, which is kind of cool. You with me so far?
I am with you. I've lost my way on building my app because you went a bit fast on that search thing, but that was
that's kind of cool.
I've done it with my client base, so I've got, don't want to show all those sort of things, but in the background while we were doing this, and this is probably what some of our listeners might want to do, sit down and just do exactly what we did.
Yep.
And build an app to view their clients. And I chose to have their phone numbers. So when I'm on the road, I can go to that Power App and I need to ring my client. I can go, I've got to ring them up. Hang on, I've got my Power App. I don't have to go looking in XPM or anything like that or whatever other database. I can go straight to my Power App, get my phone number and call them.
Cool. That's pretty cool. You can, if you go and have a look in the detail form down here, you'll have a bunch of fields in there. And this is the fields it's going to show. And if you have the phone number in there, you can change the type of control. Okay? So let me go into this one and show you. I'm going to go into my detail form, in my detail screen. I'm going to click Edit Fields. I'm going to add a couple of fields. I'm going to add the email, right? And I'm going to add the phone number. Right. There we go, phone. And then when they're there, they'll appear down the bottom. I'm going to change the control types in those. So the email will be what's called a view email, and the phone will be a view phone. Okay?
Yep.
Then I'm going to scroll down to my edit screen, and in my edit form, I'm going to add those fields as well, just so I can edit them. So edit fields, add fields, go and find email, and go scroll down and find phone. And the reason I'm doing this little piece of work now is because if I get this right, when you go into the details on a client, you'll be able to click and press the phone number and it will dial them. And you'll be able to press the email address and it will email them, right? Which is kind of what you want.
Could you put the address in and it'll put it into your maps and give you the location to go and see them?
Possibly, but I don't know how to do that. Right, okay, let's hit play now with our little app. So I'll go back to the beginning of the app, home, there's company C, I'll go into it, I'll go edit it, I'll make the email mine, I'll make the phone, right, and I'll hit save. Right, now you see both of those are clickable links. Yep. So if I'm sitting on my phone, I just press on that and that will phone them or that will email them.
How do you access that app in your phone?
I'll show you. Right, so you've now got that run. So what you then do is you go to the file menu and you save it and you call it something like clients app, for example. So then hit the save button and that will save your app. It's an important thing to do. So we'll just wait for that. Right, and then share. Right, and this allows you to choose who in the company you want to have this app. So you can add other users. So I can't remember some of the users in here, but you can type an email address, a name, or everyone and send them an email invitation. And then all they have to do on their phone is they have to go and install PowerApps. Okay, cool. So why don't we give that a go? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my admin portal here. I'm going to go and create a user who will be able to log in, or I'll rename the password of one of them because they've all got funky passwords. So I'm going to go into users. Here we go. User management, active users. And let's choose, I don't know, let's choose Alex, and we'll just reset his password. There we go. Alex's password, don't automatically create it, don't make them change it. I'll choose a password for him. Save. I'm going to copy his email address. Now, I think what I might be able to do on my machine, let's see if I can, is run what's called an Android emulator, which will pretend to be a phone. And if I can pretend to be a phone, I can show you how we'd install this app on the phone using that user. So let's go do that for a second. So I'm just getting that set up. While we do that, let me get rid of my screen and talk about that. So that wasn't hard to create an app, right?
No, not at all.
Really quite simple stuff. Now let's just see where it's putting my...
But think of the functionality and the use we've had then, right? So the problem was, I'm out on the road, I'm in my car, and I don't know the client's name. I don't know the client's phone number to give them a call to say, hey, I'm running late for a meeting, or I don't know their address to go see them.
Yep.
I haven't had a chance. I didn't put all that in there. Normally you'd put that into your calendar invite, so you'd have that and you can click on it. But the phone number, you can do it, click on it, and you don't have to dial the phone and it just goes straight through. We're saving people's lives. We're saving accountants' lives, Dan.
we may be. So let me go and find, I'm just going to dive into Android here, and we'll fire up a brand new Android device manager and see if I can't fire up a virtual Android device, and we'll have a play at installing PowerApps, and I'll show you how that works. So this is fun. Now I'm getting into the more exciting part of this, so give me a second.
Oh, okay.
That's just loading, so we'll just let that load. This is going to take a second or two while it does its thing, but that's cool. We'll let it do that. So PowerApps are really quite funky. They're included as part of your Office 365 license. Right? So if you've got Office 365, everything I just showed you there would work. If you have the Hub One tools, you'll get your clients listed in SharePoint, and you can start creating apps around that, which is kind of cool. So that's PowerApps, and PowerApps is all about creating user interfaces that you can use as an end user to make things better in your organization. That's just one example of it. So what are some of the other examples? You were chatting about some earlier. We won't build them, but what are some of the other examples that you thought of?
Someone asked me the other day, a basic logbook to be able to, capture your kilometers for 3 months. You've got to do your logbook, how many kilometers, your percentage of kilometers, to be able to capture your starting odometer, your purpose, business, closing kilometers, and even like if it could do that with a GPS, that would even be better. Where you say start and it maps it and then puts it into an Excel spreadsheet. Nice and easy to work with. A lot of people, there is an app out there which is managed and run by the ATO, and people get a bit nervous about that the ATO are building apps that publish out, so they like the idea of having their own, but there's not much out in the marketplace that would do that functionality. Yeah,
no, I hear you. What version of Android do we want? Android 8? Oh, goodness. I'm gonna leave this alone because this is mucking about. Let me have a look at the GPS question. So remember what we're doing here is we're reading and writing to data in SharePoint, and that starts to open up. We're actually underlying it. No, it says SharePoint, but we're using something called Microsoft Lists, which is a fairly new product in Office 365. There's some cool things about lists. First of all, it's not just easy to talk to them using PowerApps. It's also easy to talk to them using Microsoft Power Automate, and it's easy to talk to it using Power BI. So once you've got this data and you've got your apps running it, you can then report on it. really easily. So, and we've talked about that before. Some of the things you talk about when we talk about GPS, we have all sorts of things we can insert into our application. So we've got text, so we can do pen input, so you can have people sign things directly on the phone. We have all sorts of data input, so rich text, forms, timers, containers. We've got galleries, forms, media, your camera, barcode scanner. So if you want to build a QR code scanner app, you want to put video in it, you want to use a PDF viewer, you want to view things in 3D, you've got charts, icons, obviously, custom, mixed reality, which allows you to do stuff in using things like mixed reality headsets like what do we call it? I'll get there in a second. The HoloLens that Microsoft produces.
VR.
VR, AR type stuff.
Yeah.
When we get into actions, you can actually use something called Power Automate. And I'll show you this really quickly. Power Automate, which you get to via flow.microsoft.com. And you can probably get to from the waffle, but I again, with these two apps, like using, I don't know why, I'm just funky like that. Power Automate comes with hundreds of templates of flows, or these automations, which allow you to do things, and you can just search for it. So you talked about GPS coordinates. Right? If I do a search on GPS, it might find it. If it doesn't, there we go, it's looking. Here we go. Click a button to email a note. Get today's weather forecast for my current location. So that, just put that together, that's a flow, or a Power Automate flow, which is a process, which when it gets triggered, will read your GPS coordinates and do something with it. In this case, it goes and looks up the weather, and it tells you what it is. So we talked about installing Power Apps on your phone. You can also install Power Automate on your phone. They're both apps in the App Store, Android or iOS, and they both integrate together.
Yep.
Okay, so that's kind of the stuff you can do for free, but you'll see down here in the list there's some stuff you can pay for as well, and I'll quickly touch on those. AI Builder and Document Automation, which does have a cost associated with it, but we'll show you some stuff we can do with that. The AI Builder and Document Automation, it may or may not let me in today. We'll see how it goes, because this is a demo. It might not be licensed for it, maybe. Allows Power Automate and Power Apps to start dealing with documents that come into your business. So working out invoices, receipts, processes, ATO notices, all of those sorts of things. And once you've got things like your list of clients and companies, see no database found, so we can build one. We can actually, and I'll just load up models and see what that says. It may scream at me about no database found. But you can go and build automation around those sorts of things. So let's say you get letters from the ATO, dear Mr. Customer, your refund amount is X. You can build a model here, which will allow it to read that document, process it, and send the customer the notice telling them where they are. Right? You can also build a model where it builds that, goes to the partner associated with that client, because that's in your client's database, goes to the partner associated with that client and says, hey, do you approve this going out to the client? The partner says yes from their phone. All that transmission's all done for you.
Yeah, and records it and,
Yep.
Puts it on the file. That's all happening.
Yep. And if you want to get started, the best way to get started is with templates. There are templates in Power Automate, and there's templates in Power Apps, which allow you to really quickly build example applications and have a play. So if I just get rid of some of this and I go home in Power Apps, we can actually build, let me go all templates. Here's a bunch of things like meeting capture, training, onboarding tasks, help desk, budget trackers, inspections, service desk, leave request, innovation challenge, asset checkout, shout outs, book a room, expenses, customer lookup with insights, customer success, PDF readers, interview tools. There's a whole bunch of templates there that allow you to really quickly build an app and then extend it from how they built it.
And that's how you learn, isn't it? You go in and you go, okay, well, let's go and grab a template. And then from that, you learn. And it's like what you did just before. What you were basically saying is there is a GPS functionality within Power Automate for you to be able to build that. But, that's you just confirmed that functionality is there. That's what you're saying.
Yep. So of interest, you'll have seen somewhere we have some portal stuff going on as well. I'm not going to go into that in a bunch of depth, but actually the vaccination check-in and booking system used by New South Wales Health was built on this platform. Right? And they've got all sorts of stuff. You can build chatbots if you're willing to pay for them. So this is a codeless chatbot. So you could if you look at all the common questions that come into your firm, you can build a chatbot which will just answer them automatically.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of customers, going to your website, not finding what they want, picking up the phone, blah, 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 they can go to your website, talk to your chatbot that you built that's running in here, and it will always answer their questions. And as you get questions it can't answer, you can add it to its repertoire.
So go and learn. There's a heap of learning in here.
Yes. Where's learn? Here's learn.
Or get one of your team out there. Think about some things that are in your business that you're doing manually, and set some goals to build some Power Apps, build some flows to automate that. Don't wait. That's available. It's that didn't look very difficult to do, and I did it in the background exactly what you were doing. Just followed what you were doing through there. Mine got a little bit lost on the way there, but I was trying to watch you and listen and do the same thing at the same time. But I'll go and fix it up. I'll go and then
you've got an app you can share throughout your organization. A great demo to the team is to go, and remember, this is all secured by Office 365. So it's not a public app. It's an app which is secured and you can use just inside your organization. So you can share that clients list with the accountants in your organization. And when they're working from home or they're out and about, they can go look up stuff. For example, a client phones, you can now look them up really quickly and find out who their manager and partner is.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got that. But you can also build the app and restrict the amount of information. So if you go into XPM, for example, and try and find that information using their app, and it takes forever because you've got to log in. Whereas if you've got it on your phone, you go, that's the information I always need. Yep. Right? I'm out on the road. I need their phone number because I need to ring them up to say I'm late. I need their email to flick them an email to say, hey, I'm running late for the meeting and stuff, those sort of things. I need their address because I've got to go there and visit them, for a meeting so I can put it into my maps and coordinate. These are really easy things that you can do. Then you moved into Flow, where we talked about, okay, well, let's think about a logbook tool where you can even have your client base built in as one of the options. You could say, okay, well, purpose of the meeting is I'm visiting this client. You might be able to put their address in.
Yep.
You might be able to then have a GPS map how many kilometers you did for that, and puts it out to a spreadsheet, and it's capturing most of the information. Because the problem with a lot of the logbook tools are it captures, like you got to do everything, and then you can't edit it or change it.
Yep.
So question then is it accepted by the ATO? I'm pretty sure the ATO accept an Excel spreadsheet for their logbooks.
Yeah. There you are.
But if I'm wrong, guys, let us know.
Yes, absolutely.
If you want Nick to build one for you, I'm sure for a small fee he'll do some training with you and show you how to build one. So
certainly for a fee.
Do anything for money.
Absolutely. So that was cool. That's been the Accounting Technology Fireside Chat podcast. A little different today, isn't it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we should.
I get a lot out of it. I'm sure everybody else does, but I get a lot out of it.
Let's do some flows next week. That'll be fun.
Okay. A bit of fun like that.
I'll show you how to build those. Cool, excellent. Well, thank you so much for listening or watching, or watching our live stream, or listening through Amazon Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. We really appreciate it. It's been fantastic having you along. Do make sure you leave us a like, a subscribe. They really help us. But also leave a comment if there's a topic you want us to discuss, or something you want us to show you, or something you want us to talk about. But apart from that, that's been fun.
Thank you. Have an awesome day.
Yeah,
I'll
have
enjoy
a great
my
day.
golf. I'll enjoy my golf if it doesn't rain today. I'm looking out the window and petrified it's going to rain.
I think there's a big East Coast low coming, but never mind, you'll be fine.
I'm low
See you
enough,
later.
maybe.